that does not operate here in Northern Ireland. Yeah, so the jurisdiction for Prevent ends at the west coast of Wales. It does not extend into Northern Ireland, and it's because of the IRA. Because yeah, the IRA are very famous for bombing the shit out of England. OBA, broke, hey! There's two.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
Freaking dead.
That's game!
Man.
It sucks! I'm just getting brain jacked off!
I can't be here.
I'm just getting ran around all game by a hacker! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say two things. Number one, that was probably the most exercise that Swag has gotten in years by just crashing out in Call of Duty. And I also have to say that I told you so. When it comes to this franchise, when it comes to Warzone, Black Ops 7, the anti-cheats in general, I told you so. Doesn't matter how good the next Call of Duty is, and I'm very excited about it, but I'm cautiously optimistic. No matter how good that game can be, when it comes to maps, when it comes to content, you know, gameplay, etc., it does not matter if the anti-cheat is still pathetic. And as you guys are going to see in this video, and I promise you do not want to miss it, this video needs to get out there. Smack the like button like it did something dirty to you. Comment your thoughts down below if you just want to say one simple word as F Activision, or this game's a joke. Or, like I said, one word, hello. I don't care. Say something in the comments to help the algorithm, because everybody in the gaming community, not just the Call of Duty community, but the gaming community needs to see this video, because at this point in time, this multi-billion, trillion-dollar company does not care about you, does not care about this game. And what Swag exposes, for once, we're actually going to give him some props here, because I don't think any other content creator that went to one of these events, went to Infinity Ward Studios or Activision headquarters, nobody would actually say this, and that is part of the problem. But props to Swag, because this is ridiculous. So if you guys want to know the straight up facts, we knew this. I've called this out many of times. You guys in the comment section have called this out many a times. Activision just doesn't care about cheating. Does not care. They will post all of these tweets talking about the new updates coming to Season 4, you know, the secure attestation, the TPM 2.0 secure boot, all that good stuff that games have been doing for years now. All of these new changes were supposed to make Season 4 better, and yet everybody is still getting cheated on, especially in ranked play. People are getting the iridescent top 250, and they're not being detected, and they're not being banned. And Activision, according to Swag, does not care. Check out this clip.
Why didn't anyone question hacking situation for MW4? Bro, I'm telling you, we were in the meeting with Call of Duty, and somebody raised their hand and asked about Ricochet and why they keep getting shadow banned and like the whole ordeal of getting hacked on. They literally didn't answer, bro. They didn't answer that question. They said we won't talk about that right now. We'll talk about Team Ricochet will put out an announcement. Because, I mean, there's really nothing to say. What are they going to sit here and say? You know what I mean? It's either you stop the hackers or you don't. And obviously they can't. So it's just like...
So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that clip alone should just tell everybody that, yeah, MW4 is going to fail. Modern Warfare 4, the next title, is going to fail because everybody and their mother is going to be cheating their asses off. And why does the cheating problem get so bad? Because nothing is happening, nothing is changing. The years go by and the cheating numbers go higher, and Activision refuses to invest their billions and trillions of dollars to just make the game playable again. Rank play is unplayable. To anybody that's playing rank play, even though my dumbass is maybe going to try it today just to see if it's actually that bad of a cheating situation, even though I'll show you guys clips in a little bit about the cheating problem that these guys are dealing with, because they're doing a rankathon, which is just stupid. But anybody playing ranked, it's just a waste of time. You're wasting your time. If you're playing Warzone, you might be wasting your time as well. The only thing that's really fun right now is the classic mode in Black Ops 7 multiplayer. That thing is like, the fact that they waited that long to put that in there is ridiculous. But to those of you that think I'm rage baiting, to those of you that think I'm lying about the cheating situation, of course I'm gonna back it up with clips from Swag himself, from Adrian, from Biffle, all these dudes that are just grinding rank play 24/7. In this dog shit ass game mode. Check it out.
Twin.
I'm done. I'm dead, bro. I'm just getting fucking ran up on by everybody.
Wembenyama.
Oh my god, bro. Dude. Oh, he's up top of me. You bitch. Oh my god.
Dude,
Just fuck off. Man, he's just going rogue on me.
I mean, move the bullshit.
Oh my god, bro. This guy's just going rogue. Billion-dollar business. They're fighting against fucking the early stages of Skynet. They just can't stop him, bro.
I think they could.
You think so?
If they really wanted to, like, bro, Valorant got a good hold on their anti-cheat. Like, they could.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Valorant, but like, bro, COD just can't stop them.
Is this our last rankathon ever, or what? Oh, this guy's hacking.
genuinely never tried.
Oh my god. Look, I just came around free fire on my shit. My triple. Oh,
Hey, you wanna go for
what the fuck? This guy's hacking his ass off. Hell nah.
Fucking god, man. This shit is AIDS!
Oh my god, fucking, they have one kill each hiding. They all have one kill hiding in a fucking
These guys in the cages?
I'm telling you, bro, I went to his Twitter and he had a Marius board on console, so I may add it now. Can't use the Marius board on console, man. You got his shit plugged into a Zim Matrix, into a Titan, into a Cronus. His PS5 look like Tetris. He genuinely got a Decepticon hanging out his P5.
Wrong. I don't understand. Why are they playing for this?
Oh, this shit genuinely ass. No bully. No bully, no bully, no bully. Unless this guy's hacking.
You gotta get that crown in.
Oh my fucking god.
So I don't know why this continues to be like this, you know, debate among the Call of Duty community that, oh, the cheating's not that bad. You guys just suck. You just think everybody's cheating. No, guys, I promise you, the cheating is that bad. And why does it continue to be bad? Of course, Activision sucks. Of course, they don't want to invest in an anti-cheat. They don't want to be like Valorant, like Biffle mentioned in that clip I just showed you. They don't want to make it better because they don't care to make it better. Because everybody is still playing this game, myself included. I got the Call of Duty addiction. They have us by the balls because Battlefield 6 failed so bad when it comes to FPS games. They flopped so bad, failed absolutely. Terrible post-launch content that were kind of forced to come back to this game because at least they're doing something right when it comes to content on the multiplayer side of things, not really the Warzone. But another issue, and again, I know I'm sounding like a broken, radio or whatever you want to call it, broken record. I have to say this: Warzone being free is the biggest problem with this cheater situation, because if you get banned on multiplayer, the Black Ops 7 multiplayer, you have to buy that game again to be able to play it. All right, just to make that clear, you have to buy the game again. So you have to spend $70 to cheat in Black Ops 7 multiplayer. So the majority of people cheating on Black Ops 7 multiplayer are probably people using Cronus's because they can't detect that. They're using Titan console aimbot because they can't detect that. Or they're using DMA cards, which they can't detect that. And they probably can't detect other stuff too, like walls. We heard people that are using blatant wall hacks and they're getting to prestige master level 7, 800 because for some reason the anti-cheat can't detect it, and that's just what's going on here. So when you have Warzone be free and these cheaters do get banned that just make a new Steam or Battle.net accounts and just link it up and get on and play again, that's the biggest problem. And why DMZ is now being included in the main game, and some people are upset about it not being free, but why I think that's a good thing is cheaters are gonna have to spend $70 to cheat in that game. And if they get caught somehow, some way, if maybe they invest in their anti-cheat and get it better, if they get banned, they will then have to spend another $70. And most of these cheaters do not have jobs. I believe all of these cheaters probably don't have jobs. The only job they have is maybe selling accounts to other weirdo cheaters, which is not really probably making them that much money, but who the hell knows? Maybe they're making bank. But having it be $70 in DMZ, that's going to help the cheater situation. And I know people don't want to spend $70 or $40 or even $20 on Warzone. I truly think it needs to happen, because if you are not going, and again, it's not worth that, but it's going to help the cheating problem. I promise you. Not a lot, but it will. Or maybe if they raise it to 40 bucks, that would probably help a lot. But most people probably won't even want to spend that much money on Warzone because they're not really doing anything to this game. They added an old ass map, Fortune's Keep, which is kind of fun to play, but other than that, what have they done content wise? They haven't done anything. If they do that, they have to make sure one dev studio is on it, always updating it, always making sure it feels like a new game, kind of like Apex, and that would help. But I just can't believe that this is continuing to happen. Well, you know what? I can believe it because I called it. I called it. Season 4, they claimed all this stuff was going to happen and nothing happened. And we're only 4 months away from the launch of MW4. And I'm telling you guys, no matter how good that game is, no matter how good that beta feels, it's going to be bad. It's going to fail miserably because they refuse to fix the biggest problem. It's not SBMM, that's the second biggest problem, and they're not going to fix that because they're already lying about it in this Call of Duty, and everybody's thinking, oh my god, they're going to do the exact same thing in MW4, they're going to copy the open matchmaking. No, it's not open. You guys playing the game know it's not open. They're going to make sure that that matchmaking system is still in their game, and the anti-cheat is just going to be the same old Ricochet, which it's not ricocheting anything, it's Ricochet. Absolutely terrible, and it's just a pathetic joke. And I had to make this video because Swag telling everybody that they don't care, they don't want to answer it, they're not going to let anybody know. They're just going to post these nice tweets to let everybody know how many people they banned when nobody's getting banned. Honestly, everybody's probably getting shadow banned, and that's about it because all the obsessive amount of reports that are going out. I don't know, man. It's just an absolute joke. So I would love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think MW4 is going to be better? Do you think it's going to be worse when it comes to
If there's something I worry about when it comes to games, it's how everything for the most part is playing it too safe, predictable, and oftentimes if If there's something I worry about when it comes to games, it's how everything for the most part is playing it too safe, predictable, and oftentimes it feels like everything is suffocating as things slowly turn to ash if I'm being real. There's a lot to go over here today, from game industry veterans, CEOs thinking that nobody should be safe in their jobs, and even Destiny 2 making its way into the conversation again. Let's start with PC Gamer. Former BioWare producer says we could be saved from a world where there's no AAA games that aren't live services by looking to movies. So Mark Dara, who was a producer at BioWare on games like the Dragon Age series, spoke recently on how one of the big problems in games is that the money being made from them is not enough to sustain everything. Dara compares the way that movies are distributed and sold and believes that games in general could maybe learn a lot from how Hollywood operates their business. As Dara says here, movies have a very strong degree of gatekeeping. I could make a video game and put it on Steam and potentially sell 2 million copies even if I have $0 of marketing. Even if I have no connections in the industry, I probably won't, but I can. There's a curation that's happening in movies that isn't happening as effectively in games. He continues, movies enjoy a model where they start with a pretty expensive experience, and then as it descends down through its lifespan, the audience that's being addressed is getting larger and larger and larger. The amount of money that's being made per viewer is getting less and less and less. But over time, you are reaching a very broad audience. Basically, what he's trying to say is that movies make more money in the long run because the same movie is shown in theaters and then it's brought to streaming, and then it can be sold via DVDs or Blu-rays and then sold again via a box set as well. Video games, however, can't really do this, as games in general tend to lose their value as time goes on for the most part. Well, unless your name is Sekiro. And the other thing that companies have found that somewhat works is pushing their games against what they call whales. Whales are players in a live service term who spend an absurd amount of money on any given game that's out there. They're the kind of players who keep a lot of games alive. A good example of this was a user named JT, as seen here from 80level.com. JT spent over $100,000 somehow playing Diablo Immortal. How do you even do that, man? But he ended up making his character so powerful, the game actually couldn't find him a single other player at his level for PvP matches. Which, I mean, yeah, no, of course that happened. It sucks for JT, I know, but I'm sure Activision Blizzard's still happy about it. Because they got a big payday out of this one single user. $100,000, dude. What are we doing? But that's what Dara's talking about, right? He believes that players in the industry at large are not lucrative enough for most games to sell in the long term. Maybe if we had like 10 million JTs, everything would be better, but no, there's no way I'm spending $100,000 on any game. I don't care how much I like it, it's not happening. But that the current way that things are going though, there is really no need for different business models according to Dara, because no one would actually accept it anyways. He had more to say though. The way we currently have subscriptions set up, they don't tend to make very much money for most games that are on those services. Some games make a bunch. A lot of games make very little, which is a problem, and Dara posits as it encourages developers to optimize for those platforms. It encourages degenerative design in order to juice the numbers and make yourself more money. So what Dara's saying here is that games these days are not being built for value. Instead, they are being built to siphon money out of every player and time as well as human possible as they can, right? Like that one Diablo player guy just showed you. 100 grand, that dude's crazy. But what I mean is that, yeah, he's kind of right. Even if a game is single player, it does feel more often than not that these sorts of games are also built in a sense to, you know, waste your time. I'll give you a great example, okay? I've been recently playing through Starfield. I know, why am I doing that? But mostly because I got a free copy somehow, I will admit. And I just wanted to see what Bethesda could do with next generation hardware. Oh boy. And the answer so far with me playing Starfield is that Bethesda, they have lost their sauce, unfortunately. Okay, the game has some redeeming qualities. The combat's fun. I guess the ship combat's fine too, but a lot of it doesn't really work in any which compelling way, I gotta be real. So I beat all the faction quests in Starfield, and none of them were very memorable. The Ranger one especially, that one was, it was about like, what was it even about? Like fertilizer or something? It was stupid. It was so dumb. Anyways, outside of like the main quest or some random pointless side quest that I can find where the NPCs are always speaking too long, I gotta be honest, the majority of what's left to do in Starfield is just random planets, where I guess I can just go to them, land, scan stuff, shoot some things, fight pirates everywhere, and that's basically the game. I've now moved on to the Shattered Space DLC because there's not really much compelling to do in the base game, and that's like a whole planet made in the style of older Bethesda games, which you would think would be awesome. Yet even then, Bethesda has, I don't even know, man. They've clearly somehow lost what made their game special here too. Because Starfield's DLC expansion, in case you haven't played it, it feels lifeless, man. It's like world is more annoying than fun to explore. Everything looks purple and it has like this Dune-esque like vibe to it all, but it doesn't really work for me. It's like the game design has devolved, as Mark Dara said, since Skyrim, which makes really no sense, right? Because Starfield is obviously years removed, so that shouldn't be happening. Yet the more that I play Starfield, and people are probably wondering, well, why are you playing it then? Well, it's more so now become a guilty pleasure of mine to play Starfield in a similar way as someone like slows down when they see an accident on the highway. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even invested in the story or the characters. The most fun part of Starfield for me now is witnessing that car crash of an experience for myself. Like, my girlfriend hates that I play this game because she's like, you look miserable every time you play it, but like, I just can't look away, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just looking at how baffling everything is in the design, just thinking to myself like, wow, where did everything go so wrong with this game? But with what Mark Dara said, right, Starfield as an example is business as usual for most AAA companies these days, because like I said, a game like Starfield would not exist 10 or so years ago. It wouldn't, and I don't even mean that in a good way. Skyrim's world is infinitely more interesting than Starfield's, like multiple star systems, but like most AAA games, they just think, right, bigger is better, when that, in my opinion, that is not the case at all. But also, like Dara said, Starfield and how it exists is what the industry thinks that we want more of, and that's really the key here. Because sure, the characters are mostly forgettable. Yeah, okay, the world's chug and the frames drop, and the game will probably crash 8 or 9 times out of 10 if you drive too fast in the open world. My game has crashed so many times, guys. But that's okay. That's totally fine, because the game is wasting your time anyways, and that's the key here. It doesn't matter if the game is good, as long as the hours you spend pile up. I have about 60 or so hours in Starfield. Do I think I've played anything worthwhile in that time? No, not really, no. But like I said, I'm playing it like I'm a coroner examining a body that's been brought to the morgue. I'm just poking at it, you know, and I'm seeing if it reacts. I'm like going out of my way to see if I can just make the game crash at this point. I managed to make Starfield crash, by the way, by just sprinting in Neon, one of the city hubs. I wasn't even doing anything. I was just sprinting. The game's like, uh-oh, you tried to play the game, and everything crashed again. Look, everything Starfield is, I guess, is kind of what game companies think that we want, and I vehemently just disagree with it. Especially if I compare Starfield to, say, Mass Effect. I mean, God, it's just day and night, dude. Somehow Mass Effect 1, which came out in 2007, by the way, is far more compelling than Starfield, and you can beat Mass Effect 1 2 times over in the time that I've spent on Starfield alone. It's not good, but like Dara says, that's modern gaming, baby. Come, kick up a chair, sit down, and waste your time playing something that doesn't do anything that will really move the needle. As Dara says here, everything can be a live service, as I hope we've proven pretty definitively over the past year and a half. And if our monetization is coming primarily from live services, we run the risk of ending up in a world where there are no AAA games that aren't live services. And I don't think that's a world that any of us want to live in. He's right, by the way, because bless his heart, but Starfield, again, it has a content shop if you didn't know this. I don't know why I'm picking on this game so much here. It's just a great example, but like here, okay, just in case you know, okay, if you actually do play Starfield one day, there's this thing called Creation Club where you can spend real money to buy more content and play in Starfield, which personally, I find that so baffling. But anyways, because a game like this would benefit immensely by including actual mods that were made by the players into the game, which you could then just use in the game. But again, you need to pay real money for, which is just stupid to me. Like, the solution to Starfield's woes, its weak content and design, it can be fixed in theory. You just need to, you know, spend basically another full game purchase pretty much to buy the fixes to make Starfield the game that it should have been in the first place. Which, isn't that weird? I think that's very weird. A good example of how to do this actually is Awakened Realms Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon, which is a great game that if you haven't played it yet, you should, because Tainted Grail is freaking awesome. It's like if Skyrim and Oblivion got funneled through a dark fantasy cosmic horror game. But why I bring that game up, and it's actually really great to compare it to Starfield, is because as you're seeing on screen here, Tainted Grail's developer showcased mods that the community has made that they believe are awesome. And by the way, they're free to implement too. And I never understood the idea of companies making you pay for something like mods, especially if those mods are made by players and not actual developers. Most players make mods for fun or do it because the modern AAA landscape, you know, keeps cooking their own games with stupid decisions. So why Starfield doesn't just allow you to download mods en masse to fix the mistakes that Bethesda made for free is kind of baffling to me. It does in a way make Starfield feel kind of live service because you have to pay extra for things that are not in the base game. Like, imagine if From Software made Dark Souls again, like the first one I mean, but the only playable area was the Undead Burg in the beginning of that game. And then if you wanted to go to, let's say, Anor Londo, you'd have to pay extra to expand your world to play more. You would hear that and think that is beyond dumb, but that's kind of how it feels like to me when I play Starfield. Like, why do I have to pay extra for things that should be in the game already? And it's even more dumb because in Starfield's case, many of the mods, if you don't know, once you install them, they disable the trophies and achievements. So why would any new player want to install some mod or something if you're going to ruin the playthroughs and disable their ability to max out the trophies? Like, it's even less captivating to do now. The whole thing makes no sense to me. Maybe I'm crazy. Like, here's a cool game that could be cool if you installed this, that, and the other. But if you want it to be cool, you got to pay extra. Yeah, we know these mods would fix the game's problems, but no, we're not going to include them. Like, what? Are we going to unironically get to the point where save slots are going to be sold to us again like Konami tried with Metal Gear Survive in the past? Because that was a real thing, and every time I think about it, it's so stupid. It's like, it's as dumb as it is then as it is now. Like, either way, right? What I think Mark Darrow brings up is a good point, because companies are, in a sense, trying to find new ways to nick